What if I told you that one tiny English mistake instantly tells people you're not a fluent speaker? Have you ever said, I made my homework? Or maybe, I did a mistake? If yes, you're not alone. Millions of English learners make this mistake every single day. But here's the surprising part. The difference between make and do is actually much easier than most people think. And in the next 10 minutes, you'll finally know exactly when to use make and when to use do, so you'll never make this mistake again. Stay with us, because by the end of this lesson, you'll start sounding much more natural in real English conversations. Hey everyone, welcome back to English Horizon. I'm Hamza.
And I'm Emma. Today we're going to learn one of the most confusing topics in English. Make or do.
Don't worry, this isn't going to be a boring grammar lesson. We're going to learn through real conversations, simple examples, and everyday situations.
So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started.
Imagine this. Two English learners finish the same English class. The teacher asks, "What did you do after class?"
The first student smiles and says, "I made my homework." The teacher understands, but immediately knows the student isn't using natural English.
The second student says, "I did my homework." That sounds completely natural. But why?
Because in English, some things are done, and some things are made.
Here's the easiest way to remember it. Think of make as a creator. Whenever you create something, build something, prepare something, or produce something, you usually use make.
For example, I made a cake. She made dinner. They made a plan. We made a video. My brother made a beautiful painting. Can you see the pattern? Everything is created.
Now let's look at do. Instead of creating something, do is about performing a task, completing work, or carrying out an activity.
Listen carefully. I did my homework. She does the washing. They did the cleaning. We're doing our best. He does his job very well.
Homework isn't something you create. It's a task you complete. That's why we say, I did my homework, not I made my homework.
So, we know that make is usually about creating something. But here's something interesting. English has many expressions that always use make. And if you learn these expressions, you'll sound much more natural.
Exactly. Let's start with one of the most common ones. Make a mistake, not do a mistake. Listen to this. I made a mistake during my English exam. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them.
Here's another one. Make a decision. For example, I need to make a decision today. Notice, we don't say, I need to do a decision. That sounds unnatural.
Let's continue. Make friends. When I moved to a new city, I quickly made new friends. Can you hear how natural that sounds?
Here's another expression you'll hear almost every day. Make money. I want to make more money. Simple. Natural. Very common.
Now listen to these expressions. Make breakfast. Make lunch. Make dinner. Because you're preparing food. You're creating something.
Let's put them into a real conversation. What are you doing? I'm making breakfast. What are you making? I'm making eggs and toast. That smells amazing. Thanks. Would you like some? I'd love some.
Now another situation. I made a promise to my best friend. I always keep my promises. Notice, we say, make a promise, not do a promise.
Let's review some important make expressions. Make a mistake. Make a decision. Make friends. Make money. Make breakfast. Make lunch. Make dinner. Make a plan. Make a promise. These are expressions every English learner should know.
Here's a quick challenge. Which sentence sounds natural? I did a mistake. Or I made a mistake. The correct answer is, I made a mistake.
How about this one? I made a decision. Or, I did a decision. Correct. I made a decision.
Excellent. You're already starting to think like a native English speaker. Now, let's move to do, because English also has many common expressions that always use do. And once you learn them, you'll stop guessing forever. Now it's time to talk about do. Earlier, we learned that do is usually used for tasks, work, and activities. But just like make, there are many common expressions with do that native speakers use every day. Let's learn the most important ones.
The first one is probably the most common. Do your homework. Not, make your homework. For example, I always do my homework before dinner. Simple. Natural. Correct.
Here's another one. Do the housework. I usually do the housework on Saturday mornings. Housework is a task. That's why we use do.
Next, do the dishes. After dinner, somebody has to do the dishes. Hopefully not every day.
I think we should ask the viewers. Who usually does the dishes in your house? You? Or someone else?
That's a dangerous question. Someone might be watching this while doing the dishes right now.
Fair point. Let's continue before we get into trouble. Here's another useful expression. Do exercise. Or even more naturally, do some exercise. For example, I do some exercise every morning.
Next one, do your best. This expression is very common. I'm nervous about the interview. Don't worry. Just do your best.
I really like that expression because in life, doing your best is sometimes more important than being perfect.
Absolutely. Now let's hear these expressions in a real conversation. Hi, what did you do this weekend? I was quite busy. Really? What did you do? I did the housework. Then I did my homework. And in the evening, I did some exercise. Wow, that was a productive day. It was. But I still found time to watch a movie. Now that's a perfect ending to the day.
Let's review the most useful do expressions. Do homework. Do housework. Do the dishes. Do exercise. Do your best. Do your job. Do business. Do someone a favor.
Now let's play another quick challenge. Which sentence sounds correct? I made the dishes. Or, I did the dishes. The correct answer is, I did the dishes.
One more. I did my best. Or, I made my best. Correct. I did my best.
Can you see what's happening? The more expressions you learn, the less you have to think. You'll simply know what sounds natural.
Exactly. And that's how fluent English works. It's not about memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. It's about learning the patterns that native speakers use every day. Now, let's put make and do together in real English conversations. That's where everything finally becomes easy.
Now comes the most important part. You've learned the rules. You've learned the common expressions. Now let's hear how make and do sound in a real conversation.
Imagine two friends meeting on Monday morning. Hey, how was your weekend? It was great. What did you do? I did my homework on Saturday morning. Then I did the housework. Sounds productive. It was. But I also made dinner for my family. Really? What did you make? I made chicken pasta. It turned out really well. Nice. What about Sunday? I made a plan for the new week. And then I did some exercise in the evening. That sounds like a perfect weekend. I tried my best to stay productive. I think you definitely did.
Did you notice something? We said, did my homework, did the housework, did some exercise, but made dinner, made a plan, because every verb had the correct job.
Now let's fix some common mistakes. Listen carefully. Wrong. I made my homework. Correct. I did my homework. Because homework is a task.
Wrong. I did a cake. Correct. I made a cake. Because you're creating something.
Wrong. I did a mistake. Correct. I made a mistake. This is one of the most common English mistakes. Remember it. We always say, make a mistake.
Wrong. I made the dishes. Correct. I did the dishes. Because washing dishes is a task.
Wrong. I did a decision. Correct. I made a decision because in English, we always say, make a decision.
Here's one simple trick to remember forever. If you create something, use make. If you complete a task, use do. It won't be correct 100% of the time, but it will help you in most everyday conversations.
Before we finish, let's review everything in just 1 minute. Use make for. Make breakfast. Make dinner. Make friends. Make money. Make a mistake. Make a decision. Make a plan.
Use do for do homework, do housework, do the dishes, do exercise, do your best, do your job, do business.
The more real conversations you listen to, the easier these expressions become. Don't try to memorize long grammar rules. Instead, learn common patterns. Repeat them and use them every day.
We hope today's lesson made the difference between make and do much easier to understand.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please like this video, subscribe to English Horizon, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new English lesson.
Keep learning, keep speaking, and remember, every small step brings you closer to fluency.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next lesson. Bye, learners.
Goodbye, everyone.